show here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah? Yeah. Movie toast.
What's up,
Hey.
Toasties? Welcome to episode 226 of Movie Toast News and Reviews. This is a fun, special episode for many reasons. We got some brand new movies that you might not even be able to watch right now. And last week's episode you might not have even seen because there was a clusterfuck of a record. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing great because we're back and we're not going to fuck up this time.
Woo!
Digital gods, please,
Ah,
please let us. I'm excited. We got some great flicks to share with you guys. A lot of very, very recent things. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you folks have to say when you let us know what you think of all our fine reviews. But we got a minute before we get to the reviews. I know. You're excited, but we have a little bit of some news to get to first.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
Well, all right. So a couple of years ago, Robert Kirkman made this epic crossover comic book that spun out of a comic book he created called Void Rivals. And that comic book joined forces with two 80s franchises. I'm talking about Transformers and G.I. Joe. And now Hasbro has greenlit a television series. So now Kirkman is shopping around an R-rated, adult-themed Transformers G.I. Joe cartoon show. How do you feel about something like this, Dennis?
Awesome. No, I was going to say, I feel like this one goes back a ways, like I would say almost 20 years, because I remember getting back when Wizard was still a print magazine. I remember there was a Wizard special poster release, and one of the pull-out posters was the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. And I'd never read the comic, but I just thought the artwork was so badass in the combination of the two franchises. So I think it was right for the big screen. I was kind of hoping in the heyday of the G.I. Joe films, we were going to build up to that. But
with Rise of the Beast, I think that was the last kind of quasi reboot of Transformers. They ended it with our main human character being interviewed by the G.I. Joe team. So it's like the movie was set up. So I don't know if we're going to get that movie eventually, or if we're just going to now get a cartoon.
Right.
But I feel like, honestly, we're in safer hands with Kirkman opposed to just some random screenwriters, because I feel like he probably understands the two franchises and has a passion for it, opposed to being a gun for hire.
Yeah. No, I think either way, whether they go for a live action big spectacle or an animated version, which, to be honest, I might be a tiny bit more excited for. Right. They can really go for the gusto with that format. So. Especially if I kind of like the style where it's almost a touch of like a Western anime sort of style. That would be sick. So
yeah,
I'd watch either.
Yeah, I'd watch both, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna go backwards from that. We're talking about taking a comic book and making a movie or a TV series. But this next story involves a book that became a movie that's gonna become a show. So a few episodes ago, probably like 15 episodes ago, we talked about the fact that Crazy Rich Asians was getting a TV series, but we weren't sure if the main cast was coming back or if it was going to be a whole reboot. Well, of course, John M. Chu is promoting Wicked for Good because that's coming out soon. And he has reiterated the fact that this show is happening. And once they pull the trigger, the cast will come back. And they're not following the plot of the books because the end of the first movie kind of changed things a bit, but essentially they want to get the essence of the books in there. So I don't know. How do you feel about something like that?
That was a great film. It was very enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. why not? Especially if
Right?
you're bringing back all the elements that were so entertaining about the film that so many people enjoyed, then why
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't a show be just as much fun? Especially when
I'm
you get
with
to
you.
draw those moments out, you get more of those big spectacle moments, the musical
And you can live
elements to
opposed to
it.
just a quick scene. It could be a whole episode of
Yes.
something crazy
Oh yeah.
or rich
Yeah.
or Asian.
I want 2 full episodes on the Bachelor fucking
Yeah,
barge
that
ship.
crazy
was-
boat that has fireworks and strippers and a dance club. It's like, okay, sure. I want to rewatch that movie now, man.
Right?
That
It's
movie
where-
was
It's
wild,
been a while. It's worth a rewatch, I think. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I'm surprised we never got the sequel, but you know.
Hey,
Speaking
well, here
of
we go.
getting a sequel, back about a year ago, Jeremy Renner said Disney was trying to lowball him and not give him the proper amount of pay, which he got for season 1 of Hawkeye when they offered him Hawkeye season 2. So he turned it down. But now it looks like they're willing to play ball and he's excited to come back and do another season of Hawkeye.
Or did he accept a lower offer because Disney was like, all right, fuck you then.
Right? Yeah, you're probably
Let's-
right there.
Let's be honest.
That's
He's looking
probably what
he's looking
happened.
for some work.
I mean, but he has the Mayor of Kingstown. People like that show. I've never seen it, but
sure. But do you want to make Mayor of Kingstown money? Or do you want to make Hawkeye money?
yeah, it's true.
That's where the action figures come from. That's where you get all the other stuff. That's what buys him the guitars and the house in Hollywood Hills. So
That's very true. Now, my question is, do you think that this might be a jumping point to maybe leading into the new Avengers or not the new Avengers, the Young Avengers or possibly the West Coast Avengers, and like maybe he'll be a mentor to the young kids?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's
because
just
it all just seems so all over the place until things start to really like happen.
solidify? Yeah.
It's really hard to speculate because any of those options honestly could still be entertaining. I wouldn't turn down any of those. But
Sure.
as to where all of these pieces are going to fall, I don't know. This is she's wonderful at
Oh,
playing
she was
as
fantastic.
the new Hawkeye. I'm all for that. In fact, I would like that to happen almost faster because
Right.
he's Jeremy Renner's fine.
Yeah.
But
He's just kind of middle of the road. He's not.
He's not
some-
like the greatest Avenger either,
I mean,
Um,
if he was the Ronin, like we got that brief scene
that was
in
sick.
Endgame or Infinity War, that'd be badass. But I don't think Disney will ever do that.
Were you?
No, you haven't checked out Zombies yet, right?
Not yet.
Marvel Zombies.
Not yet.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really looking forward to seeing the Young Avengers, but a big part of the plot is Camilla Khan, Yelena, and I forgot Haley Steinfeld's character. They're kind of doing their own thing. I'm like, oh, they kind of jive pretty well together. I'd love to see them, and then put in Maximo or whoever Wanda's kids are. It could be fun.
Yeah. No, exactly. And like you said, if that's what like Young Avengers ends up being, that would be cool. Because West Coast Avengers needs a few more pieces, but we're not that far away from it, really.
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, or is this like Disney and Marvel want to just, since we know they're wiping the slate clean after we're gonna do not Battle World, the fucking
That would be awesome.
what the fuck is the
Secret
I'm
Wars.
blanking on the next fucking
Secret Wars?
Secret Wars, yeah. So we know they're wiping the slate clean. We know that Spider-Man's going back to being kind of just dealing with street stuff in New York. So do you think maybe since we're getting the X-Men, they might be focusing more on mutants and maybe having this whole sector of like street level heroes maybe for the next not generation of the MCU, maybe the reboot, the refresh of the MCU? Oh boy. Did I lose you? Oh, all right. So I just lost Dennis. After we were just talking about hopefully not losing one another, it happened. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see where they go with this because you can go in so many directions. And like Dennis was saying, Hawkeye is not really that special a character. Now, I was intrigued when we found out Hawkeye has a wife and kids. Like, I don't know. We got a WandaVision show. Why not have Hawkeye as a dad? Just watch him like in his family on the farm. Maybe he's gonna like save them. I don't know. But it's like, it's so weird because I figure if we're wiping the slate clean after Secret Wars, why are we bringing Hawkeye back? Or I guess it makes sense. He's probably a cheaper character to keep around. I don't know, give or take. I'm just kind of buying time now, hoping Dennis comes back because I got nothing on my. I'm just spinning the wheels here. But let's see here. We got a comment. Jordan, your life should get a sequel. I know Dennis speaks highly of you, and yeah, I'm with you on that one. Have you checked out Hawkeye? How do you feel about the show, Jordan? Since I think you're the viewer. If you're not, sorry, whoever the viewer is, let me know in the comments if you like Hawkeye, the series, or do you think he's kind of a worthless superhero character who doesn't deserve another season? God damn it. This is already off to a great start having no Dennis here. This is like, ooh, so weird. But you know what? I'm going to continue on. And Dennis, when you get back in here, I know you're probably spinning your wheels trying to figure things out on your end. I'm just going to keep going on with the news segment here, folks. I'm sorry. I don't want to just waste everyone's time. Dennis, when he's back, we'll jump back into it with him. Honestly, okay. All right. I get it. Jordan says he hasn't watched much of the Marvel TV series. You're not missing very much. There's a few decent ones, but overall, nowhere near as good as the movies. All right, let's get back into the news here. So, as we know, Stranger Things Season 5 is going to be the end of the series, and they're doing it in 3 different batches. We're getting the first couple on Thanksgiving, the second batch will be on Christmas, and then the last batch is going to be on New Year's. But Netflix is doing something different with that final series finale. They are now going to be essentially screening it in over 350 cinemas in the US and Canada starting on December 31st at 5 p.m., which is the exact time that it's going to launch on Netflix. So if you are a big fan of Stranger Things, you can actually get in there and kind of see it in all its glory. And I'm pretty sure that this episode is going to run about 2 hours long at least. How you doing, Dennis? Welcome back. Oh, I got no audio there, Dennis. So I'm just gonna keep going until you jump in. I know you'll get it figured out. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued. I don't know if I want to go and see this on the big screen because I do love the show, and I know that each episode is apparently gonna be like its own little miniature movie. And I guess we're never gonna get any more Stranger Things in this iteration. They have said, yeah, we're gonna do an animated spinoff of this and that. So maybe it might be nice seeing it on the big screen. I don't know. All right, up next, it seems like New Line Cinema. Dennis, you're back. Welcome, sir.
Hey, there we go. All right.
All right. That's more like it, sir. Yeah, all right. So I don't know if you heard that. Any takes on Stranger Things playing in the theater for its finale?
I mean, that's a cool idea, but let's make it an actual movie then. Don't just give me a long episode in the theater, which I like. It's kind of redundant though because it's such a cinematic series.
Yeah,
and the show is so it lends itself to that. But I don't know. But that would be a cool experience.
Yeah,
I'm kind of undecided. It comes down to this: would I pay money? Which is okay.
How much will it cost? Am I spending $16 to see Stranger Things, or do I want to go and see Avatar? I guess.
I'm
just saying that's the big Christmas release.
But I
know you and I don't give a fuck about Avatar, but the audience might.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, it would be fine. Like if it wasn't that big a deal, because my issue at that point then will eventually become, it's really. Oh shit! Oh, that sucks, Jordy. I'm sorry, man. I'll still keep twiddling around with it, but
is he talking about your audio?
Yeah, sounds like the mic.
Yeah, I didn't want to call it out because I know
his voice.
I'm just happy we're getting the audio and the video.
I think it's my webcam mic.
Fair enough.
I switched it to get it to work. So I'm gonna try to. So if you can bear with us, I apologize, folks. But it comes down to the experience of watching the series that we've all come to know and love. Do I want to be interrupted by 60 other people or 100 other people with the same shit we complain about all the time when it comes to going to the movies? That's
and
where
the audience for this are younger audience members who are adept and think it's fine talking and being on their phone.
Yeah. And that's the part that scares me the most.
That's very true. Yeah, especially since it's going to be Christmas or winter vacation. They need to get out of the house. And this is their opportunity. Maybe you're onto something here. So, and also they're only playing this for one day. After the first, it's going to be out of the theaters. Unless it makes money, then I bet they'll be like, all right, yeah, we'll play ball. We'll do it for a little longer. But I don't know. Also interesting to talk about Netflix and being on the big screen. I know that they recently came to an agreement with AMC theaters to show their movies on the big screen because they've had issues in the past. AMC and them didn't want to work together. And I know they played Glass Onion at AMC theaters, but now it's like, now they're willing to do more. Like I know this weekend they're playing K-pop Demon Hunters because that's one of the biggest Netflix movies ever. And when it played in the cinema a couple of weeks ago, it came in #1 for just 2 days worth of playing on the big screen, and it made crazy money. So AMC is probably realizing let's stay in business. Sorry, I was spinning the wheels as you were.
Oh no,
your
you're
mic.
fine.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. When I was recently waiting in line to go enter into the Tudum Theater in Hollywood.
Oh, you actually? Oh, I want to hear more about that when we get to that review.
They were in the lobby of one of the buildings. I could see through the window. They were playing the trailer for K-pop Demon Hunter still. And I'm like, why are you guys still? But so it makes sense. They're reminding you, oh, by the way, it's still you can go see it in theaters now. There was a couple other trailers I could see again without audio, but I was just very intrigued by a couple other titles coming down the pipeline here. But I don't know. It kind of makes sense. You gotta, I think, having a stronger connection to the theatrical release schedule of things is going to lend themselves to not only the awards that they're hoping for, but that sort of even more mainstream acceptance. We're not just a streamer; we are a movie studio.
It's funny you're saying that because our final story we're going to be talking about, I'm gonna want to come back to this conversation because that plays into that story. So
perfect.
Please keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yeah. This next one I'm not really excited about, but I want to see what you think about this. It sounds like New Line Cinema wants to reboot their 2009 rom-com. He's just not that into you. Apparently right now they're taking pitches from new writers. Why do we need this? Like
I have no fucking idea. Who's rewatching this? Is is there a niche of just like parents that are just like introducing this to their kids? That are like it's kind of they're seeing this spike in viewership and like, oh, we better fucking milk this fucking cow.
It's funny you say that though. I like a year or two ago I mentioned to Sarah, I'm like, I haven't seen that movie since it came out on DVD, and I think we rewatched it. I'm like, oh, it's better than I recall, but nothing is like, oh, this needs to be updated 20 years later.
Right? Yeah. And
then it's like, all right, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do like, is the spin gonna be maybe it's gonna be a queer version? Maybe it's gonna be a teenage version. Like I wonder if they're going to find a new interesting way to do it so it's not just
Years version where they're all
I will watch the fuck out
that
of
would be especially that would be your favorite version.
That's that. And if we get some old people fucking I'm there for that, man. Is there any universe where you think you would actually go and see a reboot of this movie on the big screen? I know I will because I see everything, but I have a hankering you're probably not jumping at the opportunity.
I feel like I would watch it. Why not?
Okay, fair enough.
Rom-com.
All right.
I would say I was made to watch a bunch, but let's be honest, I like a lot of them too.
I love rom-coms. Like they don't make them anymore, but when they hit hard.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
It's weird your audio just went back to that other audio again, but
it's
I think we're gonna live in that world for this episode.
I think this is how we're rolling because it kept switching. So instead of fighting the switch, I'm just gonna try to.
Yep. Let's just go with it. And that's ironic that you're having issues with machines, Dennis, because Netflix has announced they're making Netflix and Sony is making a sequel to The Mitchells versus the Machines, which was one of my top favorite movies of 2021. How do you feel about this one?
Unfortunately, that was one I did not get to. Yeah, I remember loving your review. It's one I very much I would like to watch.
I think you would dig this one, man. Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, it's still in the catalog, right? So I'll definitely hit it. Yeah. In fact, I think we got a screener for when they.
Oh yeah, probably.
So yeah, we have a physical copy. I wonder how rare that is.
Not many people have that. Yeah. Especially Netflix, they don't tend to do that. All right, so I guess we can move on from this story. On episode 225, we were talking about the fact that F1 director. I forget his name, is directing
which
a new
I will
reboot.
Be seeing Wednesday night. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. There we go. Yeah. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Know. I'm sure I will. I'm so fucking excited for it.
Nice.
But yeah, sorry.
So we mentioned on the last episode that he is doing his next movie will be a reboot of Miami Vice. And we were talking about the fact that there was rumors that Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller were going to reunite and do this, but now we have a new front runner. Michael B. Jordan is in talks right now, so that part is true. Good. But now it seems like Austin Butler is coming here to take over that role that Miles Teller might have been in. How do you feel about that? I feel like I like Miles Teller a little more, but Austin Butler is more of a draw, I think, for modern audiences.
At least, I thought you were going to say, what's his name? That's in Running Man.
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. If you would have said Glenn Powell, I'd have just been like, oh man, you're just kind of like, not that he's bad, but it just feels like you're just trying to buy into this like craze over him. And I'm just,
which I like him, but I don't buy him as a badass Miami fucking detective, vice member.
I don't know. I can kind of see. I can see either of them, but I just don't want to see a Miami Vice detective that sounds like fucking Elvis Presley. Just knock it off, man. Just it's fine. The movie
he's got a regular voice again, man. I saw him in that that movie Caught Stealing a few months ago, and he's back to speaking in his regular dialect. But we were also sorry.
I was gonna say I really liked him in that the Apple series where the World War II pilot.
Oh series. Yeah.
Was
I want to say Fly Boys, but I don't think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But we were also wondering what this would be, if it was going to be a period piece, if it was going to be modern day. What spin was. But now
have they said what it is?
Sounds like it's going to be an 80s period piece movie. And even more so, apparently they're going to be adapting the pilot episode into a feature. And I'm intrigued because normally pilot episodes suck.
But this is also from the era of television when a lot of pilot episodes of series were TV movies. That's very true. A long history of series starting off in a TV movie
and then pilots,
and then sprinkling those in like sometime or the show gets canceled, but then you get like 5 or 6 TV movies afterwards. I kind of miss that era of fuck it, we're gonna throw some budget at something and we're really gonna fill it out. Like one of my favorite like, old school shows that I just
it's so much your favorite. You're
I
blanking
drew
on the title.
Total blank of the name. I was so excited.
I was gonna say Airwolf or fucking
no. It's about MASH. The LA paramedics attached to a fire station that I loved watching with my family, and now I can't. Such a great lead-in.
You're really selling me and the audience on this show. We just lost a view because they're I gotta go check this show out. I'm not gonna watch your podcast. I want to see the ambulance people. I know you'll come up with the title of it.
But that show too started off with it was a TV movie that did an excellent job of setting up the whole background of it's established that Los Angeles being one of the first firehouses to have paramedics attached to the firehouse and setting up the whole like we need to make this a regular thing. They need to be trained to save lives too. And it was such a good, it was like such a good introduction. Because then after that, you get the rest of the series. We don't need to waste time setting everything up. And there's a time
That's
jump.
what they do over there at Emergency, Dennis.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, a little thing called Google, buddy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I didn't want to be down here.
No, you don't want to take the time. That's why I'm like, he's talking. I'll Google it.
Wambulance.
I've never heard of that show, but
it's great. It's thrilling. It's comedic. They had actual like cool in-camera stunts and things where the actual stars were doing crazy shit. The location they used for Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard. There's an episode where someone's dangling off the side of it. They fucking throw the cast up on a crane and like actually hang them off the side of the building. It's great.
Them's were the days.
Oh yeah, that they were, man. That they were. Emergency. Yeah, it's a great show. Highly recommended.
Fair enough.
Peak.
You can find
Universal.
that on YouTube probably, or Tubi, or
Peacock right now. Actually,
Peacock. Okay, all right, that makes
including
sense. Universal.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
Nice. Well, a blast from the past, Dennis. Gloria Estefan is getting, I said that Estefan weird. She's getting a biopic, and apparently it's going to star Snow White's Rachel Ziegler.
Okay.
I like her. I feel like she got a bad deal because she talked shit about Disney and she stood her ground and people were like, fuck her, man. But I'm like, she's got a great voice. She's always delightful in everything I've seen her. And so why not give her this shot?
Yeah, no, that'd be great. No, hell yeah, let's do it. I like music biopics, anyways. You know, like they're always interesting stories to be told. I feel like even the mediocre ones are still entertaining, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw that Springsteen one. Not for me.
Oh,
but I'm not a Springsteen fan, and it's about a very specific period in time in his career.
Right,
so
very narrow, like exactly when that specific album was getting recorded and released. So I could see that.
But there were great performances.
Jeremy Allen White looks like he's gonna do a good job. So
my only issue with him in this role, he comes and goes doing this like Jersey style accent, and then he goes back to doing his regular. And it's like, did they start with that accent and then let's course correct, and then like they shot different scenes? Right, I don't know. Right. Why not do a little ADR, in my opinion? But
oh shoot, that's annoying.
Matter, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, fantastic performance there. So nice. I shouldn't talk shit. All right, up next, Judd Apatow has really found his niche in giving comedians a shot at telling their stories. Like we got Amy Schumer doing Trainwreck, we got Pete Davidson doing The King of Staten Island, and now he's taking Nikki Glaser and developing a movie with her. I don't know. I like her. I feel like she could have a good movie.
I remember listening to her stand-up specials on like Amazon Music. Those channels well before she was hosting all these reality shows.
Yeah, she's blown up since then.
She's got the personality for it, and she's funny. So
she doesn't hold back.
No, exactly. That's what I like about her. Yeah, awesome.
And I feel like this is what Apatow should be doing. Like, I feel like when he's done his original movies, like when he did The Bubble, that like COVID movie, it was a shit show. Had fantastic cast, but terrible. But when he's focusing on a specific person and that person has a story they want to tell, that's when I feel like he shines. So
wasn't
hopefully
Happy
that's
People
the case
his
here.
too?
Happy People. What is
Happy
that? A series?
No.
Funny People.
Funny
Adam
People.
Sandler, Seth Rogen. Yes, exactly. That was kind of the start of the decline of Apatow directing.
It was like too distracted. It was like we have all of these pieces moving, and I'm like, I don't like any of them.
Yep. You had the plot of the TV series and of Seth Rogen wanting to act and then being the assistant, and his affair with Leslie Mann, and it's like, come on, man. You crushed. You could have crushed it. Sandler and Rogen together should have been a slam dunk.
Exactly. Yeah. Which makes me wonder the fact that we've never seen them in anything together again. Did they not really mesh well together on set?
I mean, those are two guys that work nonstop with the same people, so maybe that might be the case. They both have. I
need to be the focus, even if you don't come out and say it. is it something that just starts building up in their psyche? So like they start undercutting each other's performances, or shorting each other. So I'm still the
right. One's trying to be funnier than the other, and it's just taking focus away and ruining the movie.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
I hope that's not the case.
Not to start a rumor or anything, but you heard it here first, folks. So.
All right, moving on here, Dennis. Leonardo DiCaprio is producing a Bela Lugosi biopic, but what really intrigues me is the fact that the duo who wrote Tim Burton's Ed Wood, which had Lugosi as a character, are writing this biopic. So I don't know. How do you feel about that?
That's I think kind of wonderful, to be honest, because I like when the fandom rises to a certain level and they then get to make that decision of like, no, we're gonna do this.
Right.
I'm very actually, that just sounds fucking awesome, because there's gonna be so many people that will come out and like, whether they just want to lend a hand in some capacity or another, not to keep tipping the hat to reviews later, but Guillermo del Toro, that is one of his absolute favorite actors of all time.
I mean, the man essentially gave us Dracula. I mean, we had Nosferatu and stuff, but he brought it to the forefront in a big way.
But yeah, exactly. The way Bela Lugosi portrayed Dracula is the way we all think of Dracula. There's, like you said, Nosferatu was the original one, right? No one thinks of Dracula as a monster like that.
No, you think of him
devilish, well-kept, aristocratic almost presence that he has, putting on airs, but still still creepy, terrifying, really, at the same time. I like the I don't know. That's going to be a cool journey to go on.
Now,
so if anyone's
there's no word on
it'll be someone like that.
No word on casting, but could you see DiCaprio playing Bela Lugosi? I don't know.
No, I think it would have to be. I mean, sorry, DiCaprio, but as your taste knows, it would probably have to be someone a little younger than you. A lot, but not much. But like, and it's also
who would you want to see play Lugosi? Who could you see? Like that's a modern day star.
That is a good question.
Like I'm trying to pull up his picture now to be like, what's looking at his young picture, kind of give me a little Adam Driver vibe.
Oh my God, Adam Driver. Okay, it's way all right. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Sorry, go ahead.
My first thought was like, I could see them trying to jam Timothée Chalamet into this.
Yeah, he's the guy.
No, but Adam Driver, he would fucking go for it. That would be awesome. That's the version
I'm looking at like a middle-aged version of Lugosi, and if they went with that period in time, I'm seeing Goldblum right now, man, in this one picture I'm looking at.
Ooh.
Which is weird because I don't think Goldblum and Driver look like.
Yes, I would, but see now what I have to say about that is yes.
He's one of a kind.
Sorry, folks, I've subjected you to my best impromptu Goldblum. That would be awesome too. I could see, but or should we jump through time and see?
Give different actors a chance.
That would be sick.
I like that.
So that way multiple people get to pay homage to him. And maybe like that could be a movie. I would love to see, like, maybe have multiple directors direct different parts of it.
Didn't they do a movie, a biopic for who the fuck was it?
Oh,
where they had multiple actors
Bob
doing
Dylan.
that, and like Keira Knightley played.
Different one. I know they did there was a Bob Dylan movie where like 4 different people played Bob Dylan.
Maybe that's
and
what I'm
one
thinking,
of them was, they were all over the place with because it was just all wildly different cast. But as far as like having multiple people play the same character in the same movie, definitely has been done before. But
I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to. I'm looking at old Lugosi now, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Liam Neeson, no. Well, actually, now I say that, I'm kind of sold on that.
Is my shit.
All right, sorry, we just lost viewers right there because they're on a tangent nobody cares about. So we'll move on to something else here. Also spooky, Dennis. Bette Midler has announced that she has read a script for Hocus Pocus 3,
Yes.
and they're just hoping that they can get the cast together and the budget to make it. But after she announced that, original star Thora Birch announced that she'd like to come back and reprise her role of Danny from the original movie.
Sure.
I'm just like, I'm of two minds here. I'm like, A, I worked on Hocus Pocus 2, but that movie fucking sucked.
I was
And
going to say the
B,
movie sucks. Yeah.
I read a version of the script where Danny was a character. She was the principal of the school, and it sounded like Thora Birch didn't want to come back for that. So it's like, okay. And C, I'm like, if they came back and shot that in Rhode Island, I'm pretty decently good friends with the associate producer from that film.
Yeah,
so I'm
man.
like, I want them to do it so then I can get back to work. I don't know. But how do you feel about having the Sanderson sisters come back? Would we follow the original, or do we want the original kids, or just leave it alone?
2 is too many. I'm not even a big
Fair
fan
enough.
of the first one. My wife loves it. Val
I get
loves, she loves Hocus Pocus. It just I never had the affinity toward it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In fact, it has some wildly adult themes in it for a kid's movie.
Oh, it does. I'm thinking
But-
about fucking, yeah.
The second one, I remember watching it. Like, we watched the first one again and then watched the second one. I was just like, wow, this is so like, I feel like
It felt
you're
like a made-for-TV
force-feeding me.
movie.
Yes, it's a Disney
It
Channel
felt
movie
forced.
with a bigger budget. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a slight, like not even a big budget, but like a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Maybe even all 3 casts taking a pay cut just so it could happen.
Yeah, maybe
you know?
make it look more theatrical. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think we need it. It's like,
Yeah.
let the original one live on its own, or reboot it. There you go. Reboot it. Tell a similar story.
You know what?
It's been long
Kathy's
enough.
busy recording.
Yeah, she's paging
audio.
it up again.
Okay, I want her back in the recording booth because I need some more King of the Hill because I loved the last season and I want a lot more. So
Fair enough. Well, Dennis, speaking of beating a dead horse, do you want more of A Christmas Carol? Because Ty West is making a dark retelling of A Christmas Carol, and it'll star
'Cause
Johnny
we've
Depp,
never-
Mr. Ed Wood himself.
we've never seen a dark retelling of a Christmas. Oh,
Yeah,
my
I
God.
mean, Muppets Christmas Carol, as dark as it gets, Dennis.
Was it? Then there was that FX miniseries.
Yeah.
One, Guy Pearce.
Did that start Tom Hardy? Guy Pearce, that's
Guy
who it
Pearce.
was.
Yeah. Tom Hardy where he's just fist fighting the fucking.
I would watch the fuck out of that version of A Christmas Carol. Fuck you, Ghost.
But
Or he'd
but-
put on a cool voice, I guess.
but it's the Charlie Bronson.
Oh, that'd be he's got the
Grace
mustache
up my
and
ass! Fist fighting it. Oh my God. Bare knuckle
But how do you
boxing.
feel about Depp playing Ebenezer Scrooge? I feel like
That's-
he's not old enough, but
Oh,
he's a
no,
good actor.
But he's extreme enough. You know,
Yeah.
he would dig down into it, and he's probably living in the character on set. One of those like, don't fucking talk to Ebenezer Scrooge because he's going
Mhm.
to talk to you as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, that's a good aspect. And he needs a win.
Yeah.
His past couple of movies have gone way under the radar, and nobody even knows they exist, really, after his whole Amber Heard situation.
Which is too
He's
bad
fallen
because
off
it's
the
like
radar.
it's like there was all that shit like, oh no, he might be a piece of shit. He might be a piece of shit. No. He got literally shit on. So
Yeah.
turns out
Mm.
it's he got the shit end of the deal in that one. No, he needs a win. I'm with you. I think he would probably play a great Scrooge. Funny enough, though, I would like to see that on stage.
Ooh, that'd be a good.
I like this story
Yeah.
on stage. I've seen it a couple times, like once as a kid, and once like in high school or something in various capacities. It's a cool. It's fun to see it play out because you give the actors a chance to like do these live moments that you have to react to. And I think if they did a Hamilton style version of it,
Oh, that'd
where
be
they
interesting.
filmed it on stage, that would be fucking sick. But not to diminish a big like a big budget sort of like blockbuster version would be cool too, of course. So I think Johnny Depp could do both. So
I'm with
yeah,
you. I'd love to see either
I'm all
version.
for that.
But how do you feel about Ty West doing this? Of course, he did the X trilogy. He did some other like high-profile, smaller indie horror films. Do you think he's the right guy to make this movie?
I think having the horror edge to it is what makes it like that. That's where the dread builds up, because you need it to ramp up so much. I remember there was a TV movie version of A Christmas Carol that scared the fuck out of me as a kid, and it was that like CBS or ABC had one where I forget who the cast was, but when we get to who is it, the second spirit, whatever, when we get to the end of his visit and he opens up his robe and it's the starving children who are all like emaciated and shit.
Patrick Stewart?
Yes, I think that's
99.
it. Yeah. Oh no, I think even earlier than that. There was one.
Well, that's the one I pulled up here. It looks like. Okay. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Maybe that's it. But I just remember it being like it was gnarly. But that's those are the ones that stick out. You know, of course.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol is also an absolute gem. But I like the horror edge to this. Is what you should remember when it comes to this holiday. You got it. You know, you need to embrace the joy, and you have to be the positive. It's not something that just happens, you know.
True. You got to make it happen. Get that spark.
And
you gotta blaze the way to the future, Dennis.
That's right.
And that leads us to our next story here, Dennis. Colin Trevorrow is making a live-action Jetsons movie over at Warner Brothers, and it will star Jim Carrey. Sorry, I totally cut you off. You had a good joke. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I was totally feeling some fucking Ghost Rider. I thought you were leading us into a Ghost Rider story, but so Jim Carrey is going to be George Jetson. Awesome. Okay.
It's like, and Colin Trevorrow doing this, coming off of a couple of weird Jurassic Parks, and didn't he do a Star Wars movie at one point that didn't do so hot, or did that one get canceled?
The Star Wars doesn't ring a bell, but
okay, I think maybe he was going to do one that never happened, but I don't know.
So
I for years have wanted to see a live action Jetsons. In my head, I always pictured Steve Carell. I don't know why, but
oh my
Jim
god.
Carrey.
Oh, or Mr. Spacely. I could see Steve Carell's Mr. Spacely as well.
You know, in my head, Spacely, I always have. I could see that with his yelling, but I always have Danny DeVito as Spacely in my head.
Okay, never mind. You bested the
either one. I'd be happy with. But who would you like to see play Jane and Judy and Elroy?
The kids, I'm not sure. That's although we've been seeing. Wait a minute. Is she too old? Ghostbusters.
McKenna Grace.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would love that. I just saw the movie she's in right now, and she is fantastic in it. Regretting You.
I can see that.
I could see that too. I was thinking maybe Sabrina Carpenter, but I like McKenna Grace. She has that grace to her. Not a pun. Like she has this
it's not a realistic forced, where I feel like I get what you're saying about Sabrina Carpenter, but it also feels like she's already like playing a character all the time that I don't know what she's like not being that, you know. Whereas at least McKenna Grace, we've seen a range that she can do.
Right.
Elroy, I don't know. I just don't know of enough kid actors, and that's the sad thing is there isn't like. We used to always have these waves of kid actors coming through, like the sitcoms.
But they just grow up so quick now.
But they don't, and they don't make as many live action things anymore. Val's talked to me about that several times of like where it used to be, kids wanted to do that. They don't want to do that. Yeah. They want to be fucking TikTok stars now. So
right, why put that work in when I could just?
It's going to be a TikTok kid or something. I bet.
God, I'm like, who's Jane, a little kid? Like, we don't have a Haley Joel Osment. Jane, no. I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, maybe a Bryce Dallas Howard, maybe Isla Fisher, but I'm like, it doesn't have to be a redhead, but I like both of those. I don't know.
Bryce Dallas Howard would be a lot of fun, though. I would like to see her in front of the camera again. She's done such great work behind the camera, but she also has a lot of talent on screen.
And she's worked with Trevorrow in the Jurassic World franchise, so it's like, there's a link.
and
But,
seeing her trying to wrangle George like that'd be funny. Is that too much of an age gap though?
I mean, come on, we had fucking
And
Zooey Deschanel.
I knew exactly what.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
that
And
one was
also,
all original too.
I was thinking about Mayor of Easttown. What's her face in fucking Eternal Sunshine?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I feel like there was an age gap there too.
Yeah.
But that's what Hollywood does. They always put an older guy with a younger woman, and it makes no sense.
It's never made sense to me, but it's always the more acceptable one. I'm like,
yeah.
The other way around honestly makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just my own personal taste.
Right. But
yeah.
Who would you pick? I know I threw mine out there for her, but anybody that comes to mind that you think could pull off?
You know what? Just Caitlin Olsen, I think would be fun.
She'd be interesting.
Because she could handle the
the
zaniness of just like, what are you doing? You know, George. That could be fun. I think you had the better choice, but just as an outlier thing, outlier character here. Yeah, I would say Caitlin Olsen. And then
the big question here, Rosie the robot, who should voice her?
Ooh. Oh, I've just had Will and Grace on the background, but
Megan Mullally?
Yes, you knew exactly who I was going for. Megan Mullally, I think would be.
She does great voice acting work.
Yes.
Oh, and she's got that sass to her too.
She's not afraid to give lip back to the Jetson family when they need it, and wrangle an Astro when he needs.
Man, yes. And then, do we go with the real live dog for Astro, or is it CG? It has to be CG.
It has to be CG. Right? He does too many wacky things. He needs to be CG, but like a hyper realistic one, you know, with the ridiculous collar and the
And do we go for the retro future, or do we go for a modern day future, or do we go for a whole future we've never seen?
You got to have the retro futuristic version of these stilted skyscrapers that are miles above the earth and all that crap. That because I feel like a lot of people don't realize like it's a almost dystopian future. You can't live on the surface of Earth anymore. I remember there was like a TV movie of they went on vacation to go camping or some shit, and it was like going down to the surface of Earth is like the fucking jungle. It's so overgrown and all these wildly irradiated plants and things that it's just not a place people live or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Toasties, but I feel like I recall it's just you don't really do that, and it's kind of slumming it if that's your vacation. So
that's that. Yeah,
you'd normally go to another planet or
somewhere
some orbiting resort that's on a satellite platform or something. But you know, he's just a working man.
Yeah,
working for
Spacely Sprockets.
Spacely Sprockets, and then what is it? Something is it Cogsworth?
Cogs,
is the competitor?
Cogshell, Cogs, yeah.
Something Let's see. Not the Beauty and the Beast character, but I remember it's a taller guy who's balding with glasses.
Cogswell Cosmic.
Cosmic. Yes.
Wow, what CCC? What a mouthful.
And then I just see what's his name from Law and Order, who was also in the Flintstones movie playing Fred Flintstone's boss, who's essentially the same character.
I just rewatched that movie recently, and I'm. Oh, are you talking about the guy from? No, I'm thinking of someone else. You know who I could see as Cogs? I could see J.K. Simmons.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Dan Florek is who I was thinking of, but
I don't even know who that is. Dan Florek.
He was he was Fred Flintstone's boss in.
Wow. Yeah, I'm now going back and forth looking at the picture of the character and him. That's dead on right there. Yeah. Damn. Is he alive still?
I don't think so. No, died in. Oh no, yeah, he is. He's 75 years old, but.
Hey, you know who else I would like to see? Not as distinguished as that guy, but Jonathan Banks.
Excuse me, sir. He's distinguished.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have the exact look that the other guy had.
Still firing bullets, son. That That's great. No, that's a good choice too, because he could just be down here the whole time and he's the obnoxious curmudgeon that we're against, even though we don't like our boss. We really don't like.
Here's the plot of the movie. Elroy from the future has to come back and talk to his family, and Elroy isn't there now. But Jonathan Banks is elderly Elroy. We cast him. You gotta come with me if you want to live, Jetson family. But we don't know it's him until the very end. It's like, I'm really your son.
Astro. He's the key to survival.
Oh boy. All right, we got to move on from this one. I'm happy that you're as excited as I am, because I am. Something about the Jetsons, it's like they're so classic.
I loved it as a kid. Flintstones and the Jetsons cartoons.
Hanna-Barbera knocked it out.
They fucking knew what they were making between their sitcom style shows and their superhero, like the hero shows, Space Ghost, Birdman, all of that shit. Fucking awesome. No, those are great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the future in a galaxy far, far away, Dennis, Adam Driver announced that Steven Soderbergh and him were developing a follow-up to Rise of the Skywalker called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and everyone at Lucasfilm, including Kathleen Kennedy, loved it, but Bob Iger and Alan Bergman at Disney couldn't understand how Ben Solo is still alive and nixed it. How do you feel about that?
Fucking make up a reason. Who goddamn cares?
I mean,
a plane
Palpatine was a clone of himself in the last movies.
A plane flew over LA that was just like, that was pleading the case.
Yeah.
Flying the
Fans
banner.
have been outraged about this. Like,
I think that's a brilliant idea. And why not have this be the first case of, like, fucking make it up. We've talked about the theory, that's always been a rumor of bringing life back. What if it was never a Sith power to begin with? What if it was always within the power of the Jedi? We've just never had the right one to do it. I don't know. There's all sorts of ways you could take it. You could have it. Maybe it's the most powerful Force ghost to come back, that he actually almost has a physical presence, where like not just the Jedi can see him, but like anyone can. So although he may not be able to physically interact, he can be seen and heard by anyone. That would still be interesting.
I feel like I'd like to see these two pivot and not do a follow-up, but these two should do a Knights of Ren film and see the dark turn
you mean
and all
the
that.
Cool, badass looking fucking background characters that
the
we didn't
scenes
ever get
that
to
worked
see again?
perfectly. Yes. Why did we never get that? Yeah. That was the best part of that whole trilogy. It's like, why are we just seeing a clip of this?
What people thought we were going to get in Kenobi and all that stuff, which, you know, not to knock Kenobi, but like, again, it's like,
we got a cool Vader fight at least.
It's that Kenobi format. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And a Liam Neeson's.
And Flea.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. The stupidest foot pursuit chase in all of the series.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off there.
But it's another blatant, like, let's think of something that looks cool so we can sell toys. Yeah. You know, like in hindsight, I'm like, that's all it feels like now. Or because they were pivoting fucking left and right so hard, they're just like, fuck it, Knights of Ren gone, forget him. Which was such a waste because they were so fucking cool. Same with we again in Kenobi, we get Malik or Merrick, the one who seemed like he was a Knight of Ren that apparently wasn't, was also an Inquisitor. Whatever.
I've kind of written that show off in my head.
I
liked it, but I forgot.
You started having these things that were fucking cool just to never address them again.
Classic doing that. But it's like, and Adam Driver said this was one of the coolest fucking scripts he's ever seen. And it's like, you have an actor of that caliber and a director of that caliber. How do you not want to make this work? Do you not want money, Disney? You're giving a Disney Plus series their own movie. You're giving a great series, but they kind of floundered in that third season. And this is a character people kind of resonated with. And seeing the redemption after he killed his father and fell in love with Rey, and that could be the thing. It could be Rey's trying to redo the Jedi, and maybe he's trying to stop her. I don't know. It's like so many avenues you could have gone down.
It's like you can make it be whatever you want. Take time, fill out the world, make it make sense in the story. I'll go with it. I'll go on that ride. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not like Star Wars is a finite fucking thing. It's an ever expanding, growing thing. Like, it's always been that way. People forget there's a ton of novels. There's a ton of comics that almost all of these things have drawn their stories from. Those are the original stories in my opinion.
Sure.
That's where so many, even the other series that we kind of have like,
they kind of pull and take a little bit here and there from that world, but they don't fully commit to calling it canon.
Yeah. Oh God. We need freaking Hondo Tanaka to finally be like a presence in a series. I love that guy. He's such a great space pirate that in the best possible way that I want him to be an actual presence in a movie or a show at some point. Why not lean more into that neck of the woods? I want the other stories too. I want more Night Sisters, not just little slivers of shit. Like
I don't know any of these things you're saying, so I'm just nodding my head.
Yeah. See, there you go. There's all sorts of. I want more Thrawn, like a lot more Thrawn, not that little.
Yeah, didn't they bring him in one of the series?
They brought him back to life, and then now he's just like, all right, he's alive.
I mean, you got to give Disney props. They're giving Maul his own show, his own animated series. So,
and I'm so excited for that. Yeah, try more of that shit, especially in animation. Don't be afraid to go back in the animation. There's still people who are discovering the Clone Wars for the first time and finding out it's a great fucking show. Same with Bad Batch. So, like, don't be afraid to go back into the things that kind of helped bring your audience into the new live action world.
But Dennis, that wasn't the only upset that fans got from the world of Star Wars that never came. Because Fincher announced that he was developing a Star Wars movie as well that would take place, I believe, between Rise of the Skywalker and the Last Jedi. I don't know. But Fincher, apparently it came close, but Lucasfilm didn't want to give him a final cut. Like,
I'm sorry. If there's anyone you could probably trust with the final cut of a Star Wars movie, I think Fincher would be just fine handling that. God,
it's like,
I don't know
what is going on. Like,
missed opportunities.
Come on, folks.
I think they think they're sitting on some really hot shit. So it's like, all right, Starfighter better blow my fucking balls off.
Yeah. If that's your main focus.
Yeah. Which I'm excited.
No, I'm looking forward to it as well.
There's a lot of good things that look like good components. Because what is it? Mia Goth is in it now too.
Yep.
I just heard. Yeah, it's like, fuck yeah.
Again,
we're seeing in it. Oh my god. Which I'm kind of hoping he's a villain. I think it's more.
Him and Mia Goth, I believe, are villains. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh, I mean, come on. Regardless of whether or not they're even like Imperial or not, they're gonna play great villains. So
definitely.
Damn. I'm trying not to get too excited, but I totally am. So.
I mean, it's hard not to. The thought of having another great Star Wars movie again is exciting. It's just unfortunately, it didn't work with the last trilogy. I felt like they started strong and then they fizzled so hard with the second and third because they didn't have a full story they wanted to tell.
Yes. Or they started telling a story and they scrapped so much of it along the way. No, I think they've been reaffirmed in the concept of, I guess we don't have to keep talking about the Skywalkers.
Yes, you're right. Move on. That's cool. I love them, but we can always go and watch them in their own trilogies.
That great scene in Mandalorian when Luke boards the ship, fucking great scene, but that's not the whole series, is it? We spent a whole lot of time leading up to that and having a great time up until then. We need more Bill Burr is what we need.
There we go. And he needs the work now that people are against him again. So,
yeah.
Let's see.
What can you do?
Yeah, I'm just. Wasn't he a stormtrooper or was he a bounty hunter?
He was a former Imperial
or janitor.
Yeah, no, he was a former Imperial that left the army and became kind of like a gun for hire when he was double-crossed. Tried double-crossing Din double-crossed him.
See, that's a series in itself. Give Bill Burr his own Star Wars show or film. That would be fantastic.
that redemption episode is one of my favorite episodes of Mandalorian when he has to take
people
the
love
helmet
that
off
episode.
and they're in the that last shot when he fucking takes the rifle and shoots the guild. Ah, god damn it! So, so good.
Maybe he'll come back for Mandalorian and Grogu. Probably not, but
I kind of hope so. Cool. It was left open. His character is still.
Sure.
He's like in the. They faked his death. They said, "Oh no, he died in the explosion." Oh no, so he's kind of just doing his own thing. They let him walk away instead of sending him back to the prison. So he's out there.
That was kind of them.
All
right, we got one more story here, Dennis. We talked recently about the fact that Paramount wants to buy Warner Brothers, but of course they don't know what they want to do at Warner Brothers because they're really holding out, hoping that in a couple of months they're going to split up the film area section and the TV section. Yeah. But David Ellison is hell-bent on getting this studio. They've made 3 offers thus far. First offer, $19 a share. Second offer, $22 a share. Third offer, $23.50. Yeah, that's not a lot, but it's valued at $58 million, and they were offering 80% of that in cash.
That's insane. I mean, they already shot down Skydance.
Yeah, and that's my issue here. Like, Skydance was their original thing, and just today they announced that Paramount is now laying off 1,000 people in the U.S., but worldwide they're laying off 30,000 workers in their whole company. So if they come in and get Warner Brothers, we're fucked. Like,
yeah, exactly. Paramount's the last company I would want to acquire Warner Brothers, anyways. They've already done this to so many other like incredible studios, like historical studios. As you and I both know, tons of people have lost work. Like every month that goes by, it just keeps shrinking and shrinking. We need to stop consolidating the studios into smaller and smaller groups. It's bullshit. We're getting. Go see more movies, people. God damn it.
Yeah.
Go see more movies. Quit blaming. Quit saying everything sucks.
Yes, you got to give it a shot and not just say, I'll wait for it to come to home video or would I date myself there? Come to a service streamer. But anyways, you mentioned earlier Netflix, because Netflix is now interested in buying them. Amazon's interested in buying them. Apple's interested in buying them, and YouTube. In a world, we know someone's going to be buying it. Who would you want out of those possible conglomerates to take over? I mean, honestly, I don't want any of it, but someone's going to do it.
Exactly. It's honestly none of them. But if it had to be one, probably Netflix. Because they don't have the hyper aggressive corporate structure that's nearly as invasive as Amazon has had some great stuff, and they're clearly on an uptick of their serial stories.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of a whole lot of Amazon movies that I'm like, oh, yeah.
See, it's funny you say that. I just shot last night. I shot a trailer reaction for one of their series's, and I'm like, I was like, you know what? Their series's are really good, and they get great actors, but their films, they get great actors, but the scripts are terrible.
Yeah, Without Remorse, I remember really enjoying the movie, but it left me wanting so much more, and they've left this huge long gap after that came out. And that's the last one I could think of that I enjoyed watching from them. I love the Jack Ryan universe, all the Tom Clancy stuff, but it's not enough. But Netflix, I feel like they at least give things a chance, even if sometimes they pull the plug too soon.
True. But the thing that scares me is Netflix. They've already said they don't really want to do theatrical films because they know people want to stream. So it's like, do you think now they're realizing, like you said earlier with K-pop Demon Hunter, there's a big market that we're leaving open. People will watch it on a service and they'll see it. Yes. Yep.
They need to. I think because it's like their films have trended more that direction of they have some grand things. They have things that probably would have done a lot better if they were on a bigger screen. And here's looking at you, Ryan Reynolds, crappy movie.
There was a couple on Netflix. Six Underground.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the one we're talking about. The Atom Project, terrible one.
Oh god. But there's another stuff that also probably would have benefited from being on the big screen. Was it Triple Frontier?
Extraction.
Extraction 2. Those would have looked fucking great on the big screen.
The Old Guard I didn't love, but that feels like it should be on the big screen.
Yeah, I get what you mean though. Yeah, that probably would have helped. There would have been a whole other audience who just like seeing it on that scale. Yeah, it's I think it would. I would see more of those movies. Just because it's on streaming at home doesn't mean I would still go pay money to see it in the theater, because I want to see a spectacle. I want the show. That I miss that feeling, and every once in a while it happens, and luckily we get to talk about one of those later. So
all right, but before we do that, Dennis, let's get into the next section of our show, a little thing I like to call polls. Well, all right. On episode 225, I've reviewed the latest Keanu Reeves film, Good Fortune. So I wanted to know what the Toasty's favorite non-franchise Keanu Reeves film was out of the following: Point Break, Speed, Something's Gotta Give, and Constantine.
Ooh. Well, one of those is about to join the franchise list.
Yes, but we've been hearing that for 20-something years.
Right. That would probably honestly be my choice.
Fair enough.
Although, I don't know. Although Keanu's only in one of the Speed movies, there are two.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't in Cruise Control.
Control.
Yeah.
Constantine. I fucking loved that. Was so fucking cool to see in theaters, and he still had like kind of the Matrix swagger, but it didn't need to be Neo. It was apparent he was this was something else. I'm probably one of the few people that was a fan of Chain Reaction, as like ridiculous as that movie was. Morgan Freeman and Rachel Weisz, they find a clean form of energy. They discover an efficient, clean energy that then like these fucking Black Ops dudes just show up and start executing all the teams. So they're like on the run. It's like, no, we can't let perfect.
Is Keanu in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't.
He's one of the main like scientist guys, and yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's a scientist. I know.
Yeah, you had me there. I'm like, I buy that for $1.
There's a great no. Anyways, my choice.
It's weird.
Constantine. What about you?
I'm not a Constantine fan. I like Keanu. Every time I watch that movie, I'm like, I don't get why people love it so much. Like, for me, you can probably tell because there's an outlier here that doesn't belong here. But it's gonna be Something's Gotta Give for me, man. Yeah. I love that film. I remember. Oh man, Diane.
Destination Wedding.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Was there Destination? He was in Destination Wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him and fucking. I was thinking of a Couples Retreat. I don't know. I'm like, where's he in that? Two different movies: Winona Ryder and Vince Vaughn. Oh boy. All right, yeah, I remember seeing that movie in theaters. That Destination Wedding, good movie. Anywho, let's see what the Toasties have to say. 0% for Speed. Yeah. This really shook me to my core, folks. Why do you hate Speed? All right.
Mom on the bus.
0% for Something's Gotta Give. So you're looking like you could be in the winning boat, Dennis.
It's Point Break. Come on.
0% for Constantine. 100 for Point Break.
Yeah. It also, I saw Netflix just picked it up, so they're pushing it really hard.
That
it's been out of the catalog, so people are getting reminded again of the classic. So.
God, I remember seeing the remake on Christmas with Strickland and Rick, or maybe it wasn't Strickland, me and Rick and someone else, and that was rough, very, very rough.
Like you're doing your own episode of How Did This Get Made as you're watching it.
Pretty much. We went to Denny's over in fucking Northridge after just talking shit about that movie.
Nice. Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can see
All
that.
right. Moving on. Also in episode 225, I reviewed the latest Jeff Bridges film, Tron Ares. So I wanted to know what the Toasty's favorite Jeff Bridges film was out of Tron, The Big Lebowski, Iron Man, and Crazy Heart. I feel like I kind of have a 50-50 shot of where you're going to lean on this, but I could be wrong.
I know one of those is going to be correct. Lebowski. It's
All right.
I'm going
Fair enough.
Lebowski.
All right. I
Not
like
to
that.
knock anything, because Crazy Heart was fucking fantastic too. But it's how many times have I watched Crazy Heart, and how many times have I watched The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
It's,
That's another one I'm always like, I'm going to go back and rewatch Lebowski, and then I never do. Because I'm like, I don't know. Is the magic going to be there if I go back and rewatch it, or am I going to despise it rewatching it? I hope
man, I'm the dude. You're Lebowski, man.
But I mean, I love him and Walter together, man. Him and Goodman, fucking team.
All of
Tag
them,
team
the
made it
whole
happen.
fucking cast.
Steve
of that thing.
Buscemi,
It's
fucking
insane.
Totoro, fucking what's his name? Who's dead and his son's now an actor. That's not a grim way to look at that. The guy with the monotone voice. Along came Paulie. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Wow, he's a very big actor. I don't know how I'm forgetting this. And I'm gonna hate myself in a minute.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, yeah, wasn't he?
Yeah. But then it's like Peter Stormare, classic fucking character actor.
Love
who's
him.
just, Sam Elliott.
Yes,
his narration,
I
like
the
him
bar
going in
drinking.
and out of it. I forgot
Narrating.
David Thewlis was in it. Freaking
Oh, really? I don't recall him being an interesting.
yeah. John Polito, Flea. I mean, all the random components you get in there. It's so fun.
But it comes together like a buoy, a base.
It
that
does.
I want more of.
It's rich and it's delicious.
Yeah.
The crazy
Well-
Julianne Moore with the whole.
Oh yeah, man. Crazy stuff right there. Oh boy. Well, let's find out what the Toasties. All right, Dennis. So 0% for Iron Man, which probably would be my vote, but he's not really a starring character. I mean, he's the villain, but spoiler alert, folks. I mean, that's the one I feel like I'd revisit the most. But 0% for Crazy Heart.
I thought I would have got something.
50 for Tron and 50 for Lebowski.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's two very different roles, but yeah.
That's surprising.
Right?
I mean, I guess Tron was his first big blockbuster film at that age?
Probably, yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, before 82, I don't know what else.
I mean, he probably did a lot of like TV stuff.
But yeah. I mean, Hell or High Water is fucking fantastic. True Grit. I loved him in the series The Old Man. Too bad that got canceled.
I never checked that out. I heard
first
good
season
things.
is still fucking worth it. It was a kick-ass show. And it's your favorite subject, old people.
Yeah. And isn't Lithgow in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
man,
like his contact.
And who plays his daughter? Doesn't someone cool play his daughter or something?
Yeah, Alicia Kidnapped.
Okay, yeah. All right. Everything sounds good in this.
It could, yeah, because it is.
I gotta get on that. Get on that show, man.
It's one of those. It's set like you kind of have to ignore the fact that it's already canceled. You just gotta enjoy what's in front of you, and it's a good ride. It's a good ride.
Fair enough. Speaking of good rides, Dennis, let's get into the good ride portion of the show here. Little thing we like to call reviews.
It's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gonna blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would play.
All right, I'm intrigued to hear. Sorry, what's up?
Oh, I just would like to apologize. I just noticed the fade in, fade out was checked. That's why.
Oh yeah,
our music
I hit that. I was wondering why earlier we lost the little things here and there. My apologies. That's on me. I hit that. I thought it'd be cool. I should stay in my own lane here, folks. All right, Dennis, you're going to be our first scientist with bling here.
Yes, let's do
I'm
it.
intrigued to hear about this found footage style documentary crime thriller.
Yes. So my first review of this episode is a film you can watch over on Netflix right now called The Perfect Stranger. The Perfect Neighbor. Let me take that again. My first review of this episode is a little flick over on Netflix right now. It is called The Perfect Neighbor. So as Adam teased, yes, it's like a pseudo found footage style where it is like 90% police body cam footage, which is an interesting perspective. Funny enough, we watched a couple nights before, fell through on End of Watch, David Ayer classic. I think probably one of my favorite films of his,
with Pena and fucking
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal. Yeah, classic.
Great fucking movie. And it's not found footage, but it's kind of like a lot of camera POV work that it makes it feel very visceral and it puts you in the moment. This documentary, being the fact that this story really happened, it is so intense, and it is a good ramp up into where, let's be honest, where you think it ends up. But it is a gut-wrenching, but I think a good story to have to witness if you're into this kind of subject matter, like if you're into the crime documentary sort of thing. I've never seen something that's presented itself like this, and it was so intense. And you're just, even as you're going along, you're hoping something like what ends up happening. You're hoping that's not what happened, but you can't fucking look away. So it's telling the story of there's a family in Florida, the neighborhood in Florida, where it's this long established neighborhood of like a lot of rental homes. There's a few owned houses, but it's a lot of families that live here. There's one duplex building that's kind of in the corner of this cul-de-sac where this older woman lives. She's constantly complaining about the kids playing. There's an open lot, a grass yard, where the owner of that house said it's fine because it's such a big open space. He's always allowed them to play there, but she's constantly yelling at them like they're trespassing, to the point to where it's come out like she's thrown things at the kids. She's threatened them with physical harm. She's dropped the N-bomb a few times yelling at these little black kids, saying this shit to their faces. And it's just like, who the fuck does this? And it's the littlest, and it's the weirdest shit. Like you find footage cell phone footage of the kids start telling the parents, oh, she's like setting off her car alarm to get us to like stay away, and we're not even around her car. So they deliberately filmed. They told all the kids to come inside, and she would just set off her car every 20 minutes. She'd just set it off. Like she would just do this crazy fucking psychological warfare shit against little kids playing like football and shit. They're not like, just doing normal little kid things. Sure. And I'm sorry if you're in a neighborhood full of families with young kids. Either deal with it or fucking move. And that's one of the through lines we keep talking about. Oh, she's been saying for like the last 2 years that she's moving. Clearly no intent of doing so. But it keeps this tension keeps building up. And through all the various times she's called the police, you have all these cops showing up to the point to where the cops even know her name. And they're like, oh fuck, it's her again. And there's even one time where they're very formal. They're talking to her. She's completely like saying some fucking nonsense. They're walking away, and the officer's just like, that crazy fucking bitch. Like he's saying it out loud and into his camera. But it builds up into this horrific event where she ends up drawing a gun and shooting one of the people in the neighborhood. And you're witnessing this night, play out in almost real time. And just the terror of like what the reality of this, making this decision, the impact it has. And it's incredible that like she was able to shoot someone and not go to jail right away. She came back home. And like I honestly, it was for only like an hour and 39 minutes, I believe. It was so intense but so moving. I teared up. And there was a couple of incredibly just gut-wrenching and moving moments. I've never had. There's maybe a couple other documentaries that have just been so intense that I've had that intense of a reaction, but this was one of those. This is definitely not for the faint of heart, especially when it comes to those who've lost family members to violence. This will strike home for you, so I would warn you that right out the gate. But it is so intense. But I think it's a story worth hearing, because these are the things we need to wake up to, that we need to correct. We need to not, the laws that allowed for certain things to happen, you got to pay closer attention to how they're written and how they are used in court and things. Sometimes aspects of the process are not moving at the pace they should be, and especially when it's racially motivated. And I think it's an incredibly powerful film, and definitely worth watching. But again, I'll warn you, it does get very intense emotionally. At least it did for me. So I'm sure there's going to be some people that it's going to be a little much for them. But my God, it is a powerful film. I feel for the families in this neighborhood. If you're up for it, please check out The Perfect Neighbor. I can give it 3.5 slices.
Oh boy.
I kind of shorted it because if you're listening to all the dialogue and all the voiceover, in the first 5 minutes, they kind of tell you what happens. So I'm like,
fair enough.
I was just like, oh, but I get what they're trying to do. It's one of those where they're trying to present you with so much information and take you on such a journey. Maybe you'll kind of forget who we were talking about at the beginning, and of course, but it's very powerful. And I think it was a very well executed film, and incredible what they were able to do with, again, it's like 90% body cam footage.
That's impressive.
Establishing shots, like they use drones to just shoot wides of the neighborhood. And then there's some court footage, and then police department, like interrogation room camera footage, which
damn,
one of the gnarliest fucking scenes. And they just let the footage just roll for a while, where I'm like, you're watching it for a couple minutes. You're like, is something supposed to be happening? And then when it does, you just, oh my God. So yeah, if you're into the true crime or just this style of documentary filmmaking, highly recommend it.
Nice. Okay. Fair enough. That's over on Netflix, folks.
Yeah.
All right. My next movie is based on true life events as well, but it's dramatized. I have the new Sydney Sweeney movie, Christy. Now, I didn't see any of the trailers for this. I didn't know anything about this boxer that she's playing, Christy Martin. I just know it's had a lot of awards contention talks, and people are saying, oh, Sydney Sweeney transformed for this role. Let's give her an award. I'm like, all right, I'll check this out. I went to a film festival recently, and that was one of the movies I got into. So this comes out on the 7th. So it's coming out soon of November. So essentially, this is a story where we're meeting a young girl who's living in this kind of crummy little town, and she's a lesbian, but her family doesn't like it. Everyone kind of looks down on her. But the one thing that she does right in life is fighting. And she does this like amateur boxing fight to make a couple of bucks. Someone in the audience sees that, and they're like, oh, I want you to come out to where I live, a different state, and I want you to meet a trainer who might be able to train you. I think there's a future in boxing. And she's like, all right, yeah, I'll try it. And then she's really good at boxing. She's like number one. She can't lose. And she kind of represses her sexuality and ends up marrying her manager, who's this kind of slimeball asshole who keeps saying, you know, I'm eventually going to introduce you to my old friend Don King, and you just got to get to the point. And like years go by, she's like, I've won all these matches. When am I going to meet him? And he just strings that along. And it just, all this resentment. She is killing it. Everyone loves her. She's a big star. She's never lost a match. And once she finally starts failing a little bit, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be fighting this person. Maybe I should. And then like her husband forces her to do things and abuses her mentally, physically, emotionally. And it gets dark. She even tries telling her family about this. And her family's like, oh, no, he told us you're on drugs and not to believe anything you say. He's a good guy. And it's like just watching this woman who is like a fucking beast in the ring and can fucking give a beating, but she can't stand up for herself against her husband. It's a tragedy. It's insane. And everyone around her is like kind of worried about her, like all the other people in the boxing area. And I don't know. It's interesting. I know I said a lot of stuff. So essentially, we're watching her rise up the ranks. It starts in the 80s and ends in the mid 2000s. Oh, wow. And it's a wild ride here. Like, I'm not going to lie. The first act of this movie, I was kind of bored. And I'm like, I don't see this. I don't know why everyone's like riding a high for this movie. And then by the end of the first act, it starts picking up and then it builds momentum. I'm like, holy shit, I want to know what happens next. And it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. And after that first act, it flies by. And you never know where it's going to go. And like Sydney Sweeney did transform. Normally in movies, she uses her sexuality and her looks. And in this, she's got the muscles. She's got these weird wigs.
For this, right? Like, I've seen promo pics and like she's got fucking guns. Like, damn, good for you.
But and then we're getting like a few familiar faces here and there. But the person who really stole the show for me, who I'm hoping is up for some awards when the season kicks in, is her husband. The whole time I'm like, who is her husband? I kind of know who this is, but I don't. And I had to look it up and I was stunned. Someone we recently talked about, Dennis, someone who we always talk about, like saying, oh, this guy's a chameleon. He can do this and that. Ben Foster plays her husband. He's unrecognizable. He doesn't sound like himself. And he just is a shitty man. And I love to hate this guy. I had a blast watching this movie. Like,
nice, man.
It was one of my favorite movies I saw at this festival. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it. I don't care about boxing, but just watching this personal story and watching this woman learn to stand up for herself, I'm like, this is uplifting. And like I said, there's a lot of surprises happening here that I didn't see coming. Some deep shit happens and it's crazy. I feel like right now, or when this comes out, if Smashing Machine's still out, this would pair perfectly with the Smashing Machine. They're both kind of akin to one another. I really enjoyed Christy. I'm going to give it 3 slices of toast. It's pretty damn good. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one because I was curious about this story because I'm not as, again, like you said, I'm not as familiar with this boxer, but the journey sounds like
that's the journey is where it's at. And I guess there's a documentary that this movie is based off of, but I hadn't seen it, of course. But it's one hell of a ride, dude. I highly suggest people out there, even if you're not into boxing, this woman is a trailblazer in the world of women's boxing. And another breakout star here is Chad Coleman. I don't know who he is, but he plays Don King, and I'd watch a whole movie as this guy playing Don King. He's so electrifying and so hilarious. Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully that comes out in about 2 weeks. Go check it out, folks. You got a movie that I'm going to tag team with you that comes out on Netflix in a couple of weeks, but it's in very limited release right now. Dennis, you want to tell the folks about this one?
Yes, this is Guillermo del Toro finally getting to his dream film, Frankenstein. So yes, this is a Netflix-backed film. As Adam said, it is going to be released shortly on Netflix, but in certain areas, you can go see it in theaters. So if you have the chance, I will say right now, go see it in the big screen. So this is the classic retelling of the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. This is not a remake of the movie. This isn't trying to, there's no bolts in the neck. This is very much going for the literature side of it, plus a little more. We're starting off with there is a Russian ship who's going on this expedition to the North Pole, where they come across this camp with this horribly injured man, and this beast is hunting him down. And as they're trying to keep this injured man safe, he reveals his name is Victor Frankenstein, and he begs them that if that monster comes back, if the creature shows up again, leave me out on the ice, surrender me to him so the rest of you can live, because he will kill all of you to get to me. And upon asking why, Victor Frankenstein proceeds to tell a story of, this is how we got here. So it's much like the novel. It's split into two perspectives. You have Frankenstein is the doctor, by the way, people.
I
Frankenstein's
hate when people
perspective,
fucking mix that shit
right?
up, man.
Or the
It's a pet
argument,
peeve.
I've had people, I hate the argument. It's like, no, Frankenstein is the monster if you're talking about the Universal monster movie because they called it that in the movie. It's wrong in the book, though. We can distinguish those are separate things. In this instance, Victor Frankenstein is the doctor. We see his what isn't described in the book that is shown in this film is his upbringing and his childhood, and it's all this backstory that I found very interesting. I kind of like this buildup as to what would drive someone to pursue this career, to pursue this experiment, even in the first place, other than just morbid curiosity or to be, to best God, so to say. And of course, we follow that classic journey of how do we beat death. Incredible performances from Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz, everyone. Honestly, I thought all the performances were fantastic.
It's interesting. I agree with. I feel like Oscar Isaac, in my opinion, was the weakest part of this movie. Not saying he was terrible, but Christoph Waltz stole the show, in my opinion. He was not in the movie as much as I wanted him in. And Mia Goth was doing something I've never seen her do before. She was like playing an earnest character. She wasn't playing like a weird, like fringe type of character. She was really going for it. And Elordi, man, as the creature, much heart and soul. He's like a child. He has this puppy dog like outlook at life, and oh man, it's heart-wrenching watching shit happen to him. And
especially when we get to the second half where it's his perspective, the creature's perspective, the creature's story. Man, I mean, I just love this the whole way through. So I got to see this, as I said earlier in the episode, I got to see it at the Tudum Theater in Hollywood at the Netflix offices as a part of there was a Producers Guild screening that they were doing, and we got an introduction from Guillermo del Toro as well as a Q&A with Guillermo as Oscar Isaac and two of the producers from the film, who one of them has worked with del Toro for many years. And it was just to hear that passion for filmmaking and the fact that so many practical effects were employed, so many practical elements were in this. There's no volume.
Now I'm gonna jump in. I gotta say yes and no at the same time. There was a lot of mediocre CG, like those fucking wolves and some of the backgrounds. I'm like, oh, it's taking me out of this movie a bit, because Del Toro lives on practicality. And in this, I feel like he was a little loosey-goosey in my take.
I mean, yes and no, because it's like, to me, it was limited in use. Yes, it was the wolves. Yes, it was the castle. Yes, it was the lightning.
All the key components to making a Frankenstein's creature.
No, but then there's all the combat on the ship. They built a 130-foot ship that was on a gimbal that actually threw the cast around. They were out in Alberta. They were up in the fucking white north of Canada filming this. So they were freezing their asses off out there. The laboratory itself was all modular 360 set with practical lighting, exterior lighting outside. There was no volume elements to the windows. The full set closed in on the cast, if you're not familiar with what those phrases mean. So as the actors are looking around, they're looking at all of the walls of the laboratory. There's no, they would pull out pieces as needed in order to accomplish, because there was lots of movement. The camera moves around a lot.
Oh, the camera work is fantastic here.
Yes, cinematography,
and it looks visually stunning.
The wardrobe was
we haven't
incredible.
even talked about the score. The
score was wonderful. He even went into detail talking about, like, they didn't even buy fabric for the costumes. He had them loom fabric. They made it from the ground up in those aspects. And even the small details, the little anatomical surgical doll that young Victor plays with, all of these little elements that were handmade, the statues the wax statues that were sculpted, the surgical ones that he's using for reference. The practicality of those elements just speaks to me a lot, just given that so many of these things can get tossed aside and underappreciated. Even when he's walking through the city streets after his failed presentation to that medical board at the university, I loved you had the really nasty, the butchers and the booksellers and the rain and just I loved just the texture on screen. The music went hand in hand with all of those things, and it was so hard to not just. I loved it.
See, my only other issue besides the wonky CG here and there, I felt like the first act dragged a little bit. Like I didn't need.
I've heard that too.
So much time with the will they won't they with the sister-in-law or soon-to-be sister-in-law, and I wanted more of the creature. I wanted more of his story. I loved him and the old man. That I'm like, give me more of that, less of Mia Goth.
But to me, we were shown both so we could feel the absence of love. That's why you have that balance. You could see his Victor's life was so pampered, and he had almost anything he'd asked for other than his mother being taken away too young and his resentful father.
I liked. The fact that he essentially wanted to be better than Charles Dance, his father. He's like, I'm going to be better than you. And then he became 100 times worse than his father and what he did to the creature.
Exactly. And I think it's that juxtaposition. It's seeing that offset balance of one life to another, because let's be honest, the creature is almost more human than Victor ever really was.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to truly find the root of those emotions and experience them even more raw than Victor ever could.
The rawest emotion that the scene I love the most in this movie was when he was first in the world on his own and discovered the deer eating the berries. That whole scene I was like so delighted by, but then the way that scene ended, I was gut wrenched. I was like, God, this reminds me, life is short, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's that balance. One of the things Del Toro talked about is his main influence for this film was his relationship with his father, and him realizing he's turned into his father and he wants to correct that for his kids. He doesn't want to be that. And after he talked about that after watching the film, I'm like, oh, well, that's very apparent in this,
right?
In this journey, especially when you don't want to, from the perspective of the creature, you don't want it to be where it lands, but the beautiful climax of the film, I love the end.
Yes, that was a great way to end it.
And
and another thing you're kind of touching base on, calling him the creature and stuff. The fact that they only refer to him as a monster once in the movie, I was delighted, because Del Toro has that respect and admiration for this character and not just treating him as if he was like a monster. He was some hideous thing. He was, like you said, the most human thing in the movie, almost him and Mia Goth.
This is to me, not that I've seen like every version, like movie version of Frankenstein. This is the closest to what I remember the novel being. This is like how his growth, the creature's growth into, and then wanting a companion. That was such a pivotal point in the novel. Like it is very human, raw emotions, and then to have this living thing discover them for the first time, even though they've lived a life and they're made up of many lives. Like it is it's beautiful and tragic and horrific at the same, like all of these emotions at the same time. And I think they're all woven together in an incredible story. Long, yes, but for me personally, I was fucking there for the journey, and I liked the whole journey, because I think the things we see at the beginning makes us appreciate so much more what we see at the end.
Sure. Yeah. How many slices are you giving this bad boy?
I'm throwing down 4. I loved it so much. I'm sure it could be said I probably liked it more because of who was present.
That was going to be my question.
But
if that is kind of pushing it a little bit,
I think seeing it on the big screen is the main pivotal thing.
Yeah, watching this at home would not feel the same.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't imagine. It would be a disservice to the movie to just watch it at home. So I would desperately plead that if you are close enough to a theater, you can see this on the big screen, go check it out. You will not regret it. Even if you're just vaguely a fan of the director or the story subject matter itself, this is an incredible telling of that story, in my opinion.
Now, only question I have for you now. Originally, the creature was supposed to be played by Andrew Garfield. Do you think he would have been better or worse than Elordi?
You know what's funny? I think the sheer size of Jacob Elordi lent itself a lot. Because
he towered
giant. Over everyone. Because he's like actually 6'7" in real life, right? So Andrew Garfield, I don't think is.
He's a little smaller.
So he's a little guy. So I think that helped a lot. And although it's limited in dialogue, by the time you get to some dialogue with him, the guy fucking crushes it. And it's that commanding presence he has in the frame that even without the incredible, that first scene, the rifles going off and all that combat was so visually intense. This is not your family movie version of Frankenstein, let me tell you.
So it's not like Hotel Transylvania's Frankenstein?
No,
you're telling me?
No,
it's not fucking Paul Blart as Frankenstein?
No, not at all. Not at
Dang.
all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give it 3 slices. I think if it was
a little shorter, yours too,
a little more practical, but I see every point you made. I think it's a valid opinion. I went into the movie skeptical. I'm like, I was expecting this to lead more towards like the Crimson Peak era where it's gothic and horror, but just lacking something. But this had more heart and soul. Kind of reminded me a little bit more of Pan's Labyrinth a bit to me.
Yes.
Which I respected.
Yes. A lot, like you said, the heart and soul. Yeah, that's a great comparison. That is definitely what this is much more about. Although horrific, but there is still life, and like in every sense of how you would describe that in this film. Introducing new life and then trying to shape it into what you think you want it to be, and then just letting it grow and see, like, let life take control, let nature run its course. It's that was loved it.
All right, well, folks, that is currently playing in limited release theaters across the country, probably the globe if I had to guess, but it will be exclusively available to watch on Netflix on the 7th of November. So it's coming soon, folks. But like Dennis said, go see it on the big screen if you get the opportunity. You will not regret it.
I'm hoping they re-release it to theaters again before award season. So it's
interesting though. It didn't crack the top 10 of the box office. Like I was listening to a breakdown of the box office earlier, and now I'm wondering.
It's only like 380 screens or something. It's so few. I feel like it will never have a chance to like.
But yes and no, but like when K-pop Demon Hunters came out, but it's like, oh man, I thought it would crack at least the top 15. But yeah, you're right. It's such a small release.
Such a small number, which is so sad because I'm like, you gave more screens to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Right.
But not to this, which is just.
And I hear Del Toro had a fight to get this released in theaters. Like, it was just announced like a couple of months ago that this was happening. So it was not always in the cards weren't always.
From what it sounds like, this was one of his demands like the whole time. And it sounded like they might have strung him along for a minute, hoping they could just tell him, oh no, never mind, we don't want to do that. Yeah, Del Toro ain't gonna.
I mean, he threw him a bone. I think he did an anthology series for him. He did Pinocchio for him.
Yeah.
Give the guy the screen that he deserves. He's a master filmmaker, folks.
That he is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to close this out with another movie that comes out on the 7th of November as well. A movie I honestly had no expectations for. I thought this movie was going to be a snooze fest and just heavy-handed, not political, I guess you could say political, courtroom drama. I'm talking about the new movie Nuremberg. All right, now like I said, I thought I was going to hate this. And essentially, I was going to the movies to see an AMC movie that's a mystery movie. And I got the inclination that it was going to be, of course, Christy. And I've already seen that. So I'm like, all right, they're playing Nuremberg. And then there's going to be a Q&A with Russell Crowe and James Vanderbilt. I'll check it out. I'm happy I did because this movie really took me by surprise, man. Like, it is interesting. So essentially, the day after Hitler dies, his second in command kind of turns himself in, hoping that he can kind of skate under the radar. But there was a tribunal that of all these different countries came together and essentially got all the head Nazis that they could, imprisoned them, and they were going to put them on trial. This is the first time they put people on trial for war crimes. But before they did that, they brought in a U.S. Army psychiatrist to kind of see how these people are mentally failing and to just get a scope of what's happening in their minds.
Mhm.
And the psychiatrist they bring in kind of takes a liking to Herman, who is the second in command, and the two kind of start this friendship. And it's like, oh, maybe this guy's not as bad. He's telling him, oh, I didn't know the concentration camps. I didn't know they were killing this, but he was really selling it to this psychiatrist that you're like, oh, maybe he didn't. And you're like, no, of course he did. There's no way in hell he didn't know this. And it's just all about like, is this guy going to fall for it? How, and it plays out so interestingly because we're also there's the cast is stacked. So as the head second in command, we got Russell Crowe, and oh man, he is fantastic in this role. And then as the psychiatrist, we have Rami Malek, and he's just giving this raw performance. We have let's see here, Colin Hanks comes in here for a little bit. He's all right. We have Richard E. Grant is really great in this too. But the guy who stole the show, in my opinion, was John Slattery. He was just channeling this character so hardcore. And I feel like I've never seen Slattery like this. And this movie had this rich scope to it. And like the sets were beautiful. The score was haunting. I was mesmerized. I'm not going to lie. I was a little sleepy. I was nodding off a little bit in the beginning, but then something clicked and I'm like, I got to be awake for this. I can't just sleep this one out. And it's a long movie. I'm not going to lie. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes, but it's one hell of a ride. I really, really enjoyed Nuremberg. I'm going to give it 4 slices of toast.
Awesome. Yeah, this is another one I was very intrigued to see. And again, given the subject matter, 100% something I would watch. So
I completely left out someone else who stole the show here. One of my favorites, Michael Shannon.
I was going to ask.
Fantastic.
Oh man,
sorry,
I saw he was in the
out.
cast list. I'm like, oh my god, how do you not talk about Michael Shannon? But okay, fair enough.
And all these, everyone in this movie is giving the best performances I've seen in quite some time from each of these people. They all have these like monologues, and like at one point I had to look away from the screen because they essentially showed a video of the aftermath of the concentration camps when the war ended, seeing the skeletons, seeing the ovens, seeing people malnourished, seeing fucking plows pushing these dead bodies. And I know it's a movie, so it could be fake, but it looked real. I had to look away. I was flinching, man.
There is a lot of footage of that really exists. So it wouldn't surprise me if they used the real shit.
I think they did because it looked so fucking believable.
Damn.
And so much emotion. But the weirdest part of this is the movie was also funny. It was very interestingly funny at times. Like the way people responded to things. And
it's a courtroom, right? So they're going to try whatever tactics they can to get
that's
to that result, right?
The courtroom is only like the third act, essentially. Like we're not there as much as you'd imagine.
Okay.
We're more in a cell most of the time or someone's house.
I guess, the movie isn't Nuremberg trial. It's Nuremberg. It's the city. It's, I imagine, so it's a lot of, so it's a lot of the buildup too, rather than
which is riveting. I was surprised.
Yeah, of course.
Like this was playing at the festival I went to, but I'm like, there was other movies I was interested in. Now I'm like, I wish I saw it when I was there, but I highly implore you, like, Definitely check it out. If this, it's not what you'd imagine it being, folks. If you have reservations like I did, and in the Q&A, Russell Crowe was talking about there was a 15-page scene him and Michael Shannon had that was going to be broken up into 4 days of shooting, and the two of them went to the director and they're like, "We want to do this all on the day." They did 15 25-minute takes.
Jeez.
And after each take, the extras and the crew were just applauding them. Like, that's how good these performances were. The fact that these two heavy hitters could go head to head. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but 17 pages or 15 pages of a script, folks, is a lot of dialogue and a lot of things to cover. Yeah. And they had 4 cameras going.
And then a lot to keep interesting, too. It's because it's not just getting the words out. It's how do I want to believe you saying these words? I got to believe you are thinking of these things in the moment, and that's what's impressive about elements like that. Not even seeing it, that's amazing just to hear that even happened. But no, as soon as I heard this movie was being made and who was in it, I was already sold. Like, I would love to see this, just given the intensity of the subject matter and how you're going to portray these moments. But I'm so happy to hear you enjoyed it as much as you did. So
dude,
this is definitely
I was so surprised. I see a lot of award consideration here, like cast, direction, script, like set design.
Amazing.
A lot of stuff here this film has going on for it. But
damn.
Yeah. I was going to do another movie I saw at the festival. There's 2 more, but I'm going to stretch those out because they don't come out as soon as these previous 2 movies. That's going to do it, I think, for reviews here, man. A lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah. A lot of great stuff. And I will say a lot of like movies that we are excited about. Nothing below 3 slices. That means, folks, all of them are great movies. Yeah. And like even
never happens.
It's rare.
We both gave 4s out. Those are very rare for us.
That's even rarer. Exactly. In fact, I can't think of another time where we each gave 4s out for
different movies
in one episode.
In the same show. Yeah.
Now the only thing left to one up is we both give 4s to the same movie in the same time. That would be.
I feel like we might have done that once or twice, possibly over the past 5 years, but I don't recall.
I have to look that up. That would be badass.
Yeah. But
they cloned Tyrone. That's probably it.
Easily got to be. Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
without
we both
a doubt.
gave that one 4 slices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
But we have some big news here, folks. It's not 100%, but at the end of each episode for the past year, we've been talking about the 5th annual film festival we host, Movie Toast the Festival. Normally, we pre-record all the stuff and put it together and premiere it on YouTube and have a watch-along party.
Yep.
But this year, we might actually go live with it. We might present and show everything in real time, all online, but interacting with the audience and the fans and the filmmakers all in real time.
You will join with us as we screen these. So like, come ready to leave your comments on the screen. Join us with the filmmakers. And I'm hoping as many of them can join us as possible, given that we've had films from literally around the fucking world. I mean, I think 4 or 5 different languages we've watched films in. It was incredible to see just the varying styles of storytelling. And that's one of the things one of my favorite things about getting to do this for you guys is we just get to take in all of these incredible perspectives and styles, and it's a fun time. It's a fun time. Yeah. So I really, really hope you guys come and join us in December.
100%. And we'll have more information. We'll talk about it on the show, but if you want to stay all in the loop of everything, we have a lot of socials here, and we're on all of them. But to make it easy, if you're watching the show, we're going to put up on screen here a QR code that leads you to our link tree where you can get all the toasty bullshit we got here, folks.
There you go.
It's up right above Dennis. But Dennis, you want to tell them where we're at if they're listening audibly and they can't scan their fucking computers?
That is right, folks. You can find us over on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Please give us a follow at movie_toast and keep up on all your wonderful movie news and upcoming events, and not police sirens driving by while I'm trying to record the show. It's you get a lot of extra tidbits, some delicious, buttery, golden, toasty goodness from Adam. There's a lot more reviews that can't even be covered on the show. You'll find them over on many of these other platforms. And then you'll be able to stay up to date for news on the upcoming festival.
True.
Where we'll be announcing the date for that screening.
100%. And every episode, we always plea with our audience to tell us what they like and what they dislike by leaving a review over on Apple Podcasts. And honestly, Dennis, it doesnn't get a lot of attention. So I'm trying this week, folks. We're gonna sweeten the deal. If we get more than 4 reviews from our audience, letting us know if they love us, hate us, what we can improve on, what we should do more of, and you can send us a screenshot over at any of our social media platforms. I want to do a giveaway. We'll give away season 3 of The White Lotus. We'll mail it to you. It's still in the package. I want to hear from the audience, and I want to give them something for giving us
a great
info.
season of that show too. That was can't get enough Walton Goggins, right? So
not at all, man.
Walter's goggles. Fuck yeah, that was a great season. And Thailand looks beautiful. So
you got that for sure. So yeah, if you want to own the White Lotus, this is a free way to get it. I'll mail it right to you, folks. But we need to have 4 people give us new reviews on Apple Podcasts and an honest review. It doesn't have to be, you guys are great, this works. It's like, no, honestly, what do you hate? What do you love? We want to hear all of it. So whatever your take is of the show, we want to improve it for everyone listening or watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, people don't want to watch our fucking festival. They might not want to fucking follow us. They don't want to leave a review. There's only one other thing we ask you to do, folks. And
that's right. Please
stay
toasty.
Adam and Dennis, they're the kings of the real. Reviewing new movies, they keep it real. Coast to coast, from LA to the east. On the podcast show, they feast on the beast. Adam's bringing knowledge like he's Professor X. Dennis with cuts deeper than Wolverine's claws. I guess Marvel, DC, they know them all by heart. Breaking down the plot, tearing every scene apart. They got the juice like Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. Breaking down movies with a sharp precision. Adam coming in hot like a John Wick hit. Dennis bringing the heat like the climax of a Tarzan flick.
Was swinging on the vine. Tarzan.
There you go. Oh man, I really thought we had that stay toasty, but I butchered that on you. Sorry, man.
I think the timing, it just doesn't work. We just can't.
We gotta get that. I don't know how, but we gotta work on it.
There's got to be a way to do it, but
oh boy.
Oh man.
What an episode, man. A lot of talking. Who think that we'd go on a long tangent about the Jetsons, man? That was something.
Right. No, all I could think of was that scene in Parks and Recreation with Andy Samberg and oh my God, what can I think of? Leslie Knope's name.
Was it Pratt?
No. The main.
Aziz?
No, Leslie
Leslie?
Knope's. Yeah, but the actress, I can't think of her name now. Amy Poehler.
Yeah,
Amy Poehler. And anyways, they're talking about Avatar. I thought Avatar met the hype of that everyone gave it. Oh, I thought Avatar exceeded the hype that everyone was giving. That was basically the whole episode.
Yeah, but I like the fact that
good.
It felt good, kind of giving our perspectives on you like this aspect, I didn't like this aspect, but it's like, hey, guess what? We still made it through, and we can't always
the movie.
It was a great film.
I always found it funny when, I don't know if my mom ends up seeing this. Sorry, but I'm just going to air this out. There are times where like we go to the movies and I come out and I would just start going into this and that and the individual components of things. It's just like, you sound like you didn't like the movie at all. Why are you complaining? But it's like, I'm not complaining. I'm like, right. In my mind, I'm analyzing it. I loved it, actually. I loved the movie. I was just, these are all the things I think about coming out of it. But that's the way we look at a film, you and I both.
Yeah.
There may be different perspectives, but it's looking at all of those components and what it takes to make these things happen. And I think
100%.
That's what is a lot of people just don't realize how many things they're taking in at once. How many, like the hundreds of people that go into making.
We take it for granted.
Yeah. Yes.
100%.
Yeah. So don't let movies die, people. Let's keep this art alive.
It's rough out there, man. But that's the thing. We're getting some good stuff. It's like, all right, let's keep making that good stuff. Let's make more good stuff. Let's just not monopolize everything. Let's spread the love.
Yeah. Let's remind people why we used to go to the movies. Let's remind people why we enjoy the act of watching a movie, you know?
And it's crazy. Nowadays, movies don't make a fraction of what they made before the pandemic because the landscape has changed so much. And it's like, I miss that feeling, man.
Yep.
Seeing billions of dollars being made, packed theaters, packed audiences. Do I like sitting next to strangers? No, but I'll do it. I don't give a fuck.
But even, there's times when we were all excited to see the movie.
Yes, it was an event.
People weren't taking their phones out for shit. It's like we were all here.
People didn't have
we
phones.
all want to see this.
Remember before cell phones and smartphones were a thing, people just fucking focused.
You just watched a movie. And there wasn't some high schooler giving you a fucking boxed cheeseburger and a fucking giant plate of nachos while you're trying to, and everyone's opening fucking clamshell plastic bullshit things and opening your half-pound bag of fucking sour Skittles. No.
Yeah.
You had your popcorn, you had your M&Ms or whatever the fuck, and you were right there. You were
right.
That screen was your fucking world.
Yeah. I miss it. I miss the good old days of cinema.
It's still there, people. You just got to go see it.
Yeah,
you
got to pay for it.
Yes.
I know you started talking about it, and then I'm like, let's talk about it more. But how is the Netflix theater? How is the is it different? Is it the same?
It's the screening room itself is fucking gorgeous.
Is it tiny? Or
it's kind of small. It's like a couple hundred. It's actually, maybe like 200 tops, 180.
Not bad.
It's decent size, but it's spaced out nicely. You have these starlights, these LED like fiber optic starlights in the ceiling when you first come in the entryway, and you have to go. There's these stairs you go up to. When you start from the top of the stairs to work your way down, and the soundproofing has when you get into the screening room itself, the soundproofing has all those stars built into it, and it curves round overhead, so it doesn't. It's not the classic curtains you're used to seeing in the movie theater. It's like a soft fabric that has all these lights that kind of do a very slow roll flicker. So it's not like constellations, but it looks gorgeous. Seats are extremely comfortable.
Nice.
We went to one screen. So when we went to Man on the Inside, they gave us like popcorn and drinks, and they had cocktails. They had a bartender who were making the cocktails that were his favorite in the show.
Yeah.
And then, but for this one, it was just water, so it's fine because it's freaking 12 p.m. We don't need freaking all sorts of crazy shit. I just wanted to see the movie, especially for a movie that's 2.5 hours long. I didn't want to have a bunch of liquid in me, anyways. The theater itself is great. The only kind of weird thing, but it's also like it's not that kind of theater, is like the one cup holder you have is on the back of the seat in front of you. So there's this wide walkway because it's wide enough people can walk past and you're not like tripping on each other, but you got to like lean forward to get your can of water back. But my one complaint about the Tedum Theater is the bathrooms.
Oh, are they porta potties?
No, they have one. Everything. By the way, the building interior itself is like gorgeous. The fabrics used on the couch, the seating areas for where they do the reception-y sort of stuff. Like the stone, like the marble and granite that they have, fucking gorgeous. Even like the setup, like where you get back to the bathrooms, it looks very nice. It's very elegant. It's all like it's gender neutral individual bathrooms. It's a hallway of them. There's no indication as to which one's occupied and which ones aren't.
Oh, Weird.
So you're all just standing around looking at each other like, well, do I fucking try a door? And it's so fucking irritating. And then when you open the door, it's like those automatic, like the handicap doors at grocery stores and shit. So as soon as you start to open it, it just takes over and opens for you and holds it open.
Oh.
So someone rushes out, you're trying to rush in to like keep trying. I'm like fucking yanking on the door, trying to shut it, fight against the arm. And then but that's the most irritating thing. Like put a light, have some sort of indication when you flip the door locked. That it's like occupied. That is the most annoying thing. Both times I've been there. We're just looking around each other like we're all idiots and just like, what the fuck? All right. So the only safe bet is to wait for someone to leave. And then it's unoccupied. So you go and take that one. So that's my only complaint about that place. They have their own parking. It's very well organized, like how to get from the parking to the theater. You're in the heart of Hollywood. You're like 2 blocks away from Sunset. It's just off of, oh my God. Vine.
Okay.
It's between Vine and whatever the street on not Barham, but the other one. Anyways, it's I think the location's nice, easily accessible. It's a very well kept facility. Give me some indication who's in the fucking bathroom though, please. It's the only thing I ask.
Yeah, Ted Sarantos, get on that.
Yeah, fucker.
Jesus.
I like your shit.
Man, all right.
Except for your bathroom.
I want to take a shit.
Yeah, but I don't know where I can. Or when I can, I guess.
Oh boy. All right, let's wrap this up. It's almost 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, folks, and watching.